you all so much for sending in your questions. Today I am going to be starting with this question. I've personally titled it La Gosse, La Spend. I have my experiences with price shock in Lagos. I recently moved into Lagos. Well, maybe not like recently. I moved into Lagos in September of 2018, and then I had a lot of shock. Number one was with getting my makeup done, right? I wanted to get my makeup done in Lagos, and then they told me it was going to cost me like 12,000 naira. I get that a lot of you in Lagos feel that that's okay, you're used to it and all of that, but where I'm coming from, we pay less than that and we still look all paying, you know. So guys, I get that living in a very expensive city like Lagos or any other expensive city can put a lot of pressure on your income and you know, make it much more difficult for you to save. But guys, here's the key: save before you spend. I'll just let that sink in. Like, really guys, you need to save before you spend, and it's all about getting your priorities right? Your priority is to save amidst all of your expenses. So the key is to actually save first before you spend. And I know somebody's thinking like, oh my God, I can't even do that, my expenses are too high. But let's think about it this way: if peradventure, or for instance, there was a cut on your income, would you survive? The answer is yes, you would survive. And I know we're not praying for there to be a cut on your income. We all need to make that money this year, right? But then if, let's just assume, just think about it, if there was a cut on your income, you would still survive. So that goes to tell you that you can actually live on a lesser income than you're actually living on right now. I'll be sharing with you some of the ways that you can cut down on your spending after you have saved the what is left, which should have been, you know, usually lesser than what you spent before, but you still make that sufficient for you by reducing your spending. Number one thing is to make sure that you are not overpaying for anything. If you go down my feed, I did a video series on negotiation. It is so impactful. You want to go back and watch it. The key is to have options and, you know, compare your options and make sure that you are not overpaying for anything, guys. That's the key. Another thing you want to do is, you know, cut down on unnecessary expenses that you probably do not need. I'm talking about maybe things like your Netflix subscription. If you absolutely do not need it, it shouldn't be there. It shouldn't be there. You must get to the point where, you know, you set your priorities right and you tell yourself, everything within my space, everything that I spend my money on are going to be things that I actually need, things that are beneficial to me, things that are required for my survival. So guys, another way is to also, you know, reduce card spending and spend more with cash. Have you noticed that it's so easy to swipe your card, punch in your numbers, than it is to actually part with cash to pay for something? Because I mean, that time is going to take you to part with that cash. You actually think, your brain will actually think like, oh my God, do I really need this? How parting away with cash? But when you're swiping your card and you punch your numbers, the only time you feel the pain is when the debit alert comes and hits you. My chest comes with so much pain. You don't feel it when you swipe your card. You don't feel it when you even punch in your numbers. You only feel it when the debit alert comes. It's so painful. You can simply avoid that, guys. Avoid it by deciding to spend more with cash. Guys, you can also reduce your spending by cooking your own meals and reducing the number of times that you go out to have lunch or dinner with friends and all of that. I'm not saying eliminate it completely, but if you absolutely cannot afford it, it shouldn't be on your radar, at least not every time. So, you know, take out time, go to the market, buy your stuff, come back, prepare your meals. Another thing that will also help you reduce your spending is to go learn a skill. That thing that you're spending a lot of money, you know, to achieve, you can actually go learn that skill. And in the long run, it's going to reduce your expenses as it relates to that. The major key to any success in life, the major key to financial freedom, to, you know, anything is to close the gap between what you know and what you do. I've said these things a lot and begin to sound like a broken record, but I do not mind saying it again, right? You know a lot of things, but you do not reap the benefits of knowing them because you actually do not do them. Because the success is not in knowing them. I'm not part of the people who say that knowledge is power. The application of that knowledge, the implementation of that knowledge is what gives you power, right? So the implementation of what you know is what will give you, is what is going to give you success, you know, for your financial freedom and all of that. You know that you should not be living above your means. But how come you still do it? In case you do it, right? So the key is to, you know, do those things that you know that are beneficial to you. Number one of them is to make sure that you are living within your means. Nothing can cause a lot of financial stress, pressure, debt, bese, whatever you want to call it, better than, you know, not living within your means. So guys, I hope that with these few points you've been able to learn something that would help you save better towards your financial freedom. Bye guys.